I can't believe this camera went up $300 in the US. Honestly, these tariffs are getting out of hand. What's up everyone? I hope you're all having a lovely day and welcome to my channel. And if it's your first time here, my name is Fong. I'm a techie, photographer, video director, and most of my content just revolves around all these things that I enjoy. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the A7R V that I bought about 13 months ago and have been using non-stop for professional and everyday photography. Unfortunately, at the time of this video recording, it looks like this camera went up $300 from its original retail price of $3,900, making it $4,200 now, which is outrageous for a camera that came out in 2022. But you know, tariffs. If you're considering buying this camera, I strongly suggest looking for an open box or even a secondhand option, same as I did from Amazon when I initially bought it, so I'll reference a link down below. With pricing out of the way, this camera does take stunning 61 megapixel photos that have absolutely changed my life and the way I take photos. To provide some context, I've been a longtime user of the A7 IV, and as great as that camera is, it is now sadly collecting dust as I've been using this camera for everything photo related. The A7R is a full frame camera with a bunch of custom dials, 2 CF Express Type A card slots with the options for SD cards of course, and you can shoot up to 8K 24 FPS. I'll be honest, I don't really use this camera for video often because though it can do 4K and 8K, the video quality just doesn't inspire me to shoot video. But to elaborate, I also own an FX3, so I am personally a bit biased. If you're someone who's going to only own one camera for photo and video, the A7R V is way more than sufficient to do both, so you don't need a video dedicated camera like me to get great footage. Where the A7R V does shine the most is in the photo quality and the photography experience. Physically, it feels premium, the bigger grip is great to handle, and there's just so many custom options with all the buttons and the dials. But the best feature with this camera is the multi-angle LCD display that can be pulled out, tilt up, tilt down, and just fully articulate. This is a great alternative to the EVF if you're trying to get high up shots, low angles, take selfies, vlog, or even just record yourself. Because it's full frame and it can do raw photos, you're gonna get the best quality photos that require little to no editing if you get your basics of photography right. Because it's 61 megapixels like I keep saying, this gives you more data to work with in editing, and resolution is not gonna be a problem at all for large physical prints or even digital prints. Basically, if you mess up your shoot, you can recover a lot of data in post, and if you want to print your photos, it's large enough for a billboard. If you really want to level up your photography, you pair something like this up with some nice strobes like a Godox V1, an 8200 Pro, or even the 8600 Pro, get a softbox, a diffuser, and your images are gonna come out so good. As someone who's been shooting photography for way over a decade now, I find that most cameras in the past few years have absolutely hit their limit from a spec perspective. Basically, if you buy any cameras within the past few years, all you really have to do is get a decent lens, a nice strobe, and you're gonna be able to take some amazing pictures. As the years have gone by, however, I find that if you buy a camera that you absolutely adore, you're gonna want to take it with you everywhere and just constantly shoot with it. Though the A7R V is absolutely not a cheap camera by any means, I wish I would have just invested in it initially instead of the A7 IV. Now, I'm not knocking the A7 IV at all because I took some amazing stuff with it, but I never really took it out as much with me as I did with this A7R V. This might sound silly, but I feel like this camera was made for me and for anyone who likes to put photography first, or you're just trying to be a hybrid shooter. Personally, I think if it's in your budget, just save up your money, buy the camera that you've been dreaming of, because if you settle for an okay one, you're gonna constantly have the urge to go and buy one that you want and end up double dipping like I did. In my past 13 months of owning this camera, I've taken photos outdoors, in studio, used it for professional work, for personal work, and honestly, I just pack it with me as my EDC and everyday carry everywhere I go. Like I said, if you really want to level up your photography, pair something like this up with a nice strobe, get some good lenses, and you're gonna honestly open up a whole new world of creativity because the limitation is you. The only setback to this camera, like I keep saying, is the price in 2025, because it's crazy that every one of these companies jacked up their prices because of tariffs, making it harder for enthusiasts and professionals to get their hands on one without taking out a second mortgage. If you could find something like this for under $3,000, I absolutely think it's worth the investment. I think it's worth the money, and it's gonna last you another decade or so. If you are spec orientated, it doesn't get any better than full frame 61 megapixels when it comes to photos. And if you're video driven, 8K is more than plenty when it comes to YouTube and social media. If you're someone who's gonna be shooting video professionally on movie sets, you honestly shouldn't even be looking at get this camera because you're now entering a whole new realm of bodies and lenses. For my fellow photographers and hybrid shooters, the A7 is an absolute beast, and I think it's the best hybrid camera for the money, even in 2025, even with the tariffs, especially if you can find a deal. With that being said, I hope you don't go too spec heavy. I hope you don't go too feature heavy. Just go and invest in a hybrid camera that you absolutely adore. Pair it up with a nice lens, pair it up with a nice strobe, find some people to take some cool photos with, go do some street photography. Just basically get out there and shoot, and I promise you, you're gonna have an absolute blast. The A7R V is personally my favorite hybrid camera, specifically for photography, and I recommend it to anyone who's taking photography serious, or you're just an enthusiast who wants to buy once and never ever have to buy another camera for a long time or even ever again. With all of this information and all that being said, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit like, and check out some other videos on my channel. If you're interested in all the gear that I own, use my links down below and check out my inventory of gear that I use on a daily basis. I hope you all have a lovely day, and until next time, get to shooting.